It's Moo Man.
Moo Man?
This is not a dream.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Moo Man. It is Moo Man on the mic.
Yes, what is going on? It is your man's Moo Man on the mic, back with another episode of the Initiative Podcast, where we get into everything celebrity news, world news, sociology, psychology, and WTF. Let's get it. Okay, listen, shout out to Memorial Day weekend. It's been Memorial Day weekend all weekend long. Clearly, tomorrow is Memorial Day. Most things are about to be closed. Heads up out there if y'all ain't keeping up with too many of these so-called holidays. You know what I'm saying? My shout out, this entire video today, this is, you know what I'm saying, episode, 46, 45, one of them. I mean, I'm losing track in time. My bad, y'all. But the shout out, once again, goes to, we're going to put it out to Kai Cenat today. You know what I'm saying? We're going to put the shout out to Kai Cenat. His streaming university is a massive success, and I'm going to tell you why it's a massive success. It is because it shows firsthand accounts, IRL accounts of POVs on different people's channels, you know what I'm saying, the webbing of the different experiences, the webbing to see what kind of clips can be added, taken away, used, reused, you know what I mean, for max X amount of clips, X amount of dollars, X amount of clicks per minute. You see what I'm saying? And there's so much that comes out of streaming university. There's so much that comes out of these social experiments for those who can conduct it, because I mean, it's you see firsthand creation. You see how people are creating. You see how they're using the technology to create the different, platforms that are grouped together, that are connected together. And then, mind you, let's say again that you're doing cryptocurrency and you got crypto wallets connected to certain advertisements if you're looking for crypto rather than for currency. You see what I'm saying? Like the massive amount of potential to create and a massive amount of potential to build your platforms in mirror of the platforms that you see, that you experience on Twitch, on Kick, on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever they're going live at or wherever you're going live at. The TUL, the TLU. You see what I'm saying? That app to connect massive platforms together. I mean, it's just a huge success. And then once again, you were creating, again, environments that are safe environments that can keep people from making, irrational decisions and choices just for that one day. And you may have just created an entire month or an entire season in that person from who could have made an irrational choice, a rational choice because he had a place to go. He had something to do. This is what I mean by these social experiments, and how once you create spaces for them and you give imagination a direction and a directive, the possibilities are endless. You can change somebody's life just by giving them space, even digital spaces. That's why the games, you see what I'm saying, are so prevalent and they're so massive. A lot of people think they're just playing games for fun of it. No, you can make games you can make money off of streaming game content. You can make money within the chat on game chat groups and this, that, and the third. I mean, it's massive. It's the market itself is highly unregulated, except for the individuals who know how to regulate it within their web of digital data, within their web of digital connections and creations. You see what I'm saying? People, places, and things, all of it. Brands. And the brands, I think, are benefiting the most from these social experiments that us Black people are creating more so than anybody else that's creating it. And the reason why there's a race bent there is because they are the ones who turn it into a racial bend. But it's not. It's all about a social bend, creating classes of social interactions. Each class of social interaction creates another platform to further the class connections. These kind of social digital experiments are much bigger, and they say more about people's behaviors than I think even Kai realizes. You see what I'm saying? Me, I have an understanding of it from a different perspective, aka a different vantage point, just like how you've seen if you follow if you're following the most predominant streamers around the world, if you're following predominant streamers in your local area, in your state, in your eastern or western, northern, mountain seaboards or time zones, you know what I mean? either way, however you're getting it, and if you're pretty well connected, if you have your machine set up in such a way where it's clever and you can see everything from multiple different views, you see Kai Cenat, and you see how many screens he got. That's a lot of screens, man. That is a lot to pay attention to. That is a lot of clip making. You see what I'm saying? You gotta develop your team now. You gotta develop a solid team who just focuses on clip making, another solid team who's focusing on digital production, another one who's focusing on pictures, etc., etc. And the more that you have that team, depending on how high you go, if you already haven't dropped into the niche of doing it yourself, oh, well, then you're golden. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you're winning. Either you build it big enough so that you can focus on it solely yourself, so maybe you don't want to hire employees, but then you got to get into the LLC game too. Then you got to get into the payroll game too. Payroll refund taxes is crazy. All right? I mean, I'm telling you. And then mind you, if you're making a certain tax bracket amount of money, oh, whoa, now it's capital gains tax, not even income tax anymore is what you're looking forward to. Now your capital gains has to be where it needs to be at every quarter, depending on what qualifications you have, tax breaks, write-offs, you name it, depending on what LLC, what flavor of your businesses you're focusing and you're directing your attention to as far as growth is concerned. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean by the success of the Kai Cenat Streaming University. That's what I mean by that. That massive kind of success bracket. It's something that when it does come along and someone has the ability to create these kind of things, it's curious because you see creation and imagination in real time. You see it behind their eyes. You see it with whatever skits they drop people into, or if they're in the middle of a skit and someone comes into that skit because maybe they want to create another skit with the same person. That was interesting to see. Small little things like that, because you see decision making in real time too. If you're good at reading people's characters, and if you're good at cold case reading, oh yeah, you can definitely see how people are making certain decisions with certain people, especially if they're prone to violence, for an example, or prone to aggression. Maybe some are prone to passivity and become too passive, and then maybe they gotta liven their feed up or liven their channel up. Either way, and mind you, like Ty Lil, for an example, he calls his the Ty Lil Show, and his is at such a different brand. His is at such a high level of his brand. He can do these particular things and catch a particular wave within his viewership. You see what I'm saying? Like, viewership is important too. And then mind you definitely want to kick back to the viewership. This is why getting digital coins, knowing how to code, creating your own digital coins, creating your own NFTs are massive, and how you direct your fans to get down with that, to get better with that, so they themselves can get money just being a part of your fan base, because now your fan base becomes an investment. Fans invest into the celebrities all day long, whether they're celebrities, quasi-celebrities, semi-celebrities, whatever, what have you. If they have merch, if they have a niche, and if they have music behind that niche, whether it's comedic or just straight streaming, you see what I'm saying? Or maybe they're working jobs in the midst of all that. However they got it going on, you see what I'm saying? They have it in such a way to where they have an opportunity to teach their fan base the intricacies of financial stability and financial building. A lot of people don't even want to give their secrets away. They end up being gatekeepers. You see what I'm saying? But it's hard to be a gatekeeper in the culture of streaming, or is it? You see what I'm saying? It's not so much gatekeeping behind studying it and figuring it out for yourself. Rather, it becomes gatekeeping when, you're struggling to keep up a certain subscription. You see what I'm saying? I mean, there's subscriptions that are about $10,000 a month just to keep the production level high when you are streaming, or when you are having these massive connected webs of digital platforms connected to yours, just through vlogging, just through the video. You see what I'm saying? Like, these kinds of things is why Kai Streaming University is a success. And it's just, there's longevity behind it. He can do as many classes as he wants, create as many fraternities or sororities as he wants, actually take it a step further and make it become accredited. You never know. The possibilities are endless. And it could all be either for comedic or community. You see what I'm saying? Comedic or community. It could be for either or. You know what I mean? It just depends on the determination and what the person who's creating these spaces really want for their fan base. You know what I mean? Are you building your fan base? Is this therapy for you when you were just good at it? You know what I mean? I mean, you never know. And then these are the unknowns and some of the doubts that people have anyway, and it kind of keeps them away from streaming or keeps them away from betting into crypto. You see what I'm saying? Or rather investing into crypto. You know what I mean? Like, and it deters me. What doesn't deter me? It kind of just saddens me a little bit, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? That person is smart. If he was just given a direction for that intellect to flow through, boom, we got a real winner here. So then that way it erases doubts. I be trying to get rid of doubt. That's why I sell the Nettercoin clothing apparel the way I sell it. You know, NFT clothing, being able to wear your NFTs, being able to bid on NFTs in real time with your markets. I feel like that'll create even more of a social base. You know what I'm saying? Than even what it sounds like, because I know that it's new, it's a new idea. I mean, I'm gonna keep pushing this idea. Just know, if y'all see any more out there, you know where y'all seen it and heard about it first. But I'm not gonna gatekeep ideas. No, IPs, you want to collect as many IPs as possible, but you want to collect as many IP masters, okay? The master blueprint behind other blueprints that may mirror or fork off your original design or your original imagination or your original idea. You see what I'm saying? And in the blockchain, it's impossible to really do that if you follow a digital code. And if you got the original digital codes, you know what I mean? Like, these are the kind of things that bring into digital courts, you know what I mean? In real courts, really, if you want to prove intellectual property. You see what I'm saying? Because you can prove your intellectual property and own your own masters in music if you're following an NFT-based distribution system. Easy. You see what I'm saying? And those platforms are out there. Granted, there needs to be more platforms out there, but they're out there. Okay, Tory Lanez, you thought he was lying when he said he sold one album for $100,000 with an NFT backdrop behind the R&B music, and don't let you have your own coin written with a particular script that can trade and create and maintain royalties. What? That's what the Nettercoin, one aspect of the Nettercoin does, and that's why I call it the Nettercoin. I'm still writing it. I got the Nettercoin token out. Y'all already know what it is. Definitely check out OpenSea. For everyone that has the OpenSea app, check all the other apps because they're definitely out there, and I've been working on it back and forth. Okay, y'all, I'm not letting y'all down. As my fan base grows and the fan base gets bigger, that's what I'm doing. I'm creating these opportunities for y'all to click up with me, become an ambassador, a DC Initiative ambassador, become a DC Initiative member. You see what I'm saying? Those are monthly memberships that you can pay into. That money donates straight back into the business. You see what I'm saying? It donates into your particular portfolio, DC Initiative portfolio, how you see fit for brand rollout and brand management, but it's investments. You invest into me, I invest into you. 60-40, you get 60, I get 40 of investments, direct investments back. And of course, that was a broader stroke, right? That's just a very, very common way that you can put contracts. My contracts, I'm gonna start dropping them, and I'm gonna start teaching contract law when I start dropping them. I'm gonna drop them on Instagram and Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Y'all name it, really. I'm gonna create blogs. You know what I'm saying? I got more blogs I'm gonna create for this paperwork. You know what I mean? To really get to know me, Moonman on the Mic, DC Initiative, the nonprofit organization designed by artists for artists to create financial investment opportunities for brand rollout, brand marketing, and the like. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. That's what DC Initiative stands for. That's what Moonman on the Mic. This is my brand. This is what I do. I got Natasha Ritchie PLLC. That's a whole movement into, political lobbying. All right, at the highest level of that. I've been into this, man. I've been into this, and again, this is why the entire episode is a freestyle episode, and with the topic being the social experiment that Kai Cenat has been doing, and just every topic that kind of branches off from that, so that everyone becomes completely aware of how to really get this coin straight up, because there's so many ways, and it's just going to get bigger. And with AI becoming even more sentient, you can count that this is only just the beginning of many social experiments. But once again, it is your man, Moonman on the Mic. I want to thank y'all for listening to me on the podcast, and I will see y'all on the next episode. Let's go.
I don't mean no disrespect, but no way. I can't listen to you, I do this my own way. no way. No, no.